Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here. Let's wake up the football gods this morning. And guys, I know it sucks. It's Sunday morning and we've got no football. But keep in mind, every Sunday that we have without football gets us that much closer as we sit 109 days, 9 hours, 53 minutes, and 23 seconds away from kickoff of the 2019 season. And I am stoked. I am ready already for football. And I know that seems like a long ways ago, but we started that clock at 226 days. We are less than halfway there. You know what was cool last night is when you think about the Dallas Cowboys are worldwide. And last night I talked to a guy, James Arthur, who is actually he's a blogger in Australia about football. Diehard Dallas Cowboy fan, became a fan of the Cowboys when he first saw Julius Jones playing in college. James actually plays in a semi-pro team, offensive line. He's a player/coach. Been playing for 12 or 13 years. Great interview. Check it out. And, you get the accent and stuff and find out a little bit about Australia, that they really are kangaroos hopping around and the crocodiles really are deadly. But it's amazing because I think about some of the great fans that we have out here. Mark Sampson, who's in England, part of that UK Dallas Cowboys fan club. I'm Sven, who's in Germany. I've got friends that are in Australia, that are in, Brazil, Argentina. There's people even in Iraq and Iran and all literally across the world. And it's amazing to me how YouTube and the internet just brings us all together, because in the end, what we want is the Dallas Cowboys to get a Super Bowl. Now, I always say there's perception and there's reality. And you can equate that in social media too, because, for example, what people put out in social media is the best of the best. That is the perception that you want to have. The reality is a little bit different. And sometimes when you meet somebody that you've seen on the internet and they go, "Hey, Mark, how you doing?" And it's like, "Hey, who are you?" "I'm such and such." It's like, "Oh, okay. I didn't recognize you." Because there's the perception and then there's the reality. And if you hear something enough times, you'll begin to think that it's reality. They said Tony Romo was a choker when Tony Romo was actually leading the league in comeback victories. It was perception versus the reality. And I know some people that when you tell them actually what is reality, they won't believe it. Especially when they see NFL Network and they have these guys that have been former players or, analysts and stuff that are there wearing their suits and they're telling you what is going on. Like this guy, David Carr.
I've been in the pocket. I understand. Okay, look at Bill Walsh is a genius. Bill Walsh is a genius, and Joe Montana arrived at precisely the right time, just like the White Wizard, Gandalf, right? He arrives precisely when he intends to. Joe Montana showed up from Notre Dame. Bill Walsh is a genius. The defenses they were facing were not even close to being ready for this. This was a walk in the park. This was 7-on-7 against junior high kids. They had no idea what they were seeing with the shifts and the motions and the ball out on time. Steve Young is a
the one word that I will pull from that whole argument there was you mentioned precisely.
Yeah,
I think Joe Montana, his precision is what made him so phenomenal.
Yeah.
He was one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the history.
By the way, who are you trying to pull?
Yeah. So David Carr, one of the experts out there, doesn't think that Joe Montana was a top 10 quarterback of all time. Let me say 4-time Super Bowl winning Joe Montana. Yeah. I'm sorry, 3-time Super Bowl winning Joe Montana. So that's one of the people that are telling you about Dak Prescott. And the amazing thing was on Friday night, they were talking about his brother, Derek Carr. Derek Carr, who 2 years ago was actually considered to be a MVP up-and-coming quarterback candidate. And it turns out he truly is the dink and dunker who averaged 6.7 yards per pass, compared to Dak Prescott's, which was 7.4, which was higher than the league average of 7.2. But they weren't calling him Dink and Dunker. The amazing thing is though, they went on, they said, well, he had two, new tackles out there. The offensive line wasn't good. And the receivers he had weren't great and things like that. So they said the talent that he had around him wasn't good. But whoa. Correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't the good quarterbacks elevating the talent that's around them and making them better? Because what they're saying is that Amari Cooper, who was there and he didn't just jump into town that year. He was there with Derek Carr his whole career. That Amari Cooper in 5 games had 289 yards with Derek Carr, the dink and dunker. But somehow, with Dak Prescott, he had 980 total for the season. Dak Prescott elevated Amari Cooper's play like they say good quarterbacks do. The quarterbacks elevate the players around them. Okay. And the dink and dunk part of it, well, Derek Carr was a dinking and dunker. And Dak was above the league average as far as pass completions on a running team. Now, nobody is rushing out there to take Scott Linehan's offense, last I checked. That wasn't the new way of doing things. That wasn't like Bill Walsh's West Coast offense and everybody's going to emulate it. I think people are going to take that whole offense of Scott Linehan along with Scott Linehan and throw it in the garbage. But even with that being said, even the fact that we ended up having all new wide receivers last year, even though we didn't get Amari Cooper till middle of the season, didn't have really time to practice with it. Here's what's amazing. Dak Prescott, because everybody says Dak can't throw the ball downfield. He just hands the ball off. And let me give you another one of these myths on all that. Because we always hear about how great Carson Wentz was playing before he got hurt. He was on the MVP course, and he may have won it. But what's lost in that mix is the Eagles had the 3rd best rushing attack in football. Let me say that again. The Eagles, when they won the Super Bowl, had the 3rd best rushing attack in the NFL. And at that time, you could dare say that the Eagles had a hell of a lot better offensive line than we had. So clearly having talent helps, because before they had that great rushing attack his rookie year, he didn't do quite as well. And you could see them taking a step back last year because the running game wasn't as effective either. So this whole notion that only Dak Prescott has to have a running game is crap. Because Drew Brees had 5,000 plus yards and the team ends up 7-9. Now that he's got Alvin Kamara, he's dropping down the 4,000 ranges, and they're winning more and being more dominant. So again, and take a look at the guys that were throwing 5,000 yards that sat home last year. But here's what's interesting. We didn't throw the ball downfield that much because, again, the style of offense was ball control. You want to eat up the clock and pick and choose your situations where you throw. But here's Dak's numbers when it came to going down the field. 18 of 52 on deep passes, 735 yards, 8 TDs, 2 interceptions, and a 106.57 passer rating. League average on 20 yards or more throws is 81. Dak was 106, 25 points higher. And we're going to take a look at one of these pass plays. Let's just take a look at a couple of these real quick. Hopefully the NFL police won't get me. Didn't look like a duck to me there. Did it look like a duck to you? That was a deep pass, wasn't it? Looked like it was right on the money there. I believe that was not a dink or a dunk. Oh, look, wait. Is that like Tony Romo there? Tony Romo buying time? Throwing across the grain even? In traffic? Wait a minute. Did he look? Did he look the guy off on that one against the Redskins? I believe he looked the guy off. Bam. Looked. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness. Huh. Accuracy is a problem, huh? Wow. Wow. Huh. Perception versus reality. Wow. In traffic. Okay. Okay, enough of that. Hopefully we don't get hit by the NFL police here. Interesting, though, isn't that? Because let's go back to those numbers. 4-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio of balls that travels 20 yards or more downfield. 735 yards on 18 completions, which average 40.83 yards per pass. Passer rating 25 points higher than the league average. Okay. So, I know the haters out there are going to find a reason why that's still garbage. But here's the thing. I'm not manipulating stats. This is not me coming up with this one. This is Bob Sturm, thank you very much, and Blogging the Boys article. Top 10 in pass attempts of balls going downfield. We were in top 10. We were 7th with Dak Prescott at TD percentage. 7th in touchdowns. I'm sorry, I got that backwards. 7th in touchdowns. That's where Dak was at deep passes. His TD percentage 13, and interceptions 2, and 6 in rating. Sorry, forgive me. E2 Blue gave me this cold, and I'm still fighting it. 6 in rating. 6 in the NFL at rating going the ball. He took it a step further. And if you go with passes 30 yards or more downfield, he had 4 touchdowns, 5th in the NFL. In TD percentage, 7th. In interceptions, 0 interceptions. 1st. And 2nd in rating of balls going downfield, 118. I don't know how much more you want. Now, again, with the offense, just think about this. Scott Linehan's offense was what the offense we were running before we had Amari Cooper, and things like that. This was the Dallas Cowboys who had a stone age. We're talking very little motion, very little precept movement, very few different routes. Yet, those are the numbers. Now, think about this. Think about Amari Cooper and Dak being able to work all offseason. Think about Michael Gallup now, the way he was coming on. Think about Blake Jarwin, who played better as the season went on. Think about having the elder statesman, Jason Witten, put in with this offense. All of these perceptions that you guys have out there, which are brought out by these idiot talking heads that are trying to get publicity. Because David Carr, I'm sorry, if anybody shares me that whole carnival scene from, the Super Bowl of David Carr and thinks that David Carr is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, you're a freaking idiot. David Carr sucked. And that thing was a staged event. That was set up to make Dak look bad. Dak walked in and had to do this thing cold. One take, boom, and then he was on to the next event. David Carr has practiced this thing over and over again. But let somebody be in his face rushing. Let's see how David Carr does. Because David Carr couldn't hold Dak Prescott's jockstrap when it comes to being on the field. Perception versus reality. Get rid of this whole dink and dunk that he's got, accuracy issues, that he is not good, that it's only because of running. There is every one of these things that you guys have can be disputed with facts, not with this reality, this perception that is fornicated by the talking heads out there. I'm Mark Holmes. and I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully, Cowboys Crunk may be coming by today. He's coming to town for a few days for a conference and stuff, and he'll be by here at the Man Cave. We'll hang out and just shoot some videos, maybe do a live stream. So as always, friends, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing. I'll see you soon.